Welcome to the SafeOp demonstration of the user interface. This is the box connected by the Bluetooth connector on this side. That's the Bluetooth transmitter there, the thing that's got the LEDs beside it, going to the tablet. Now I'm going to start up the software. There's the software. The hello is there briefly. Then you see Bluetooth mode connected in Bluetooth. And hard to read, isn't it? Let's see if I can get this a little bit closer so it's a little bit easier to read. As you can see, the menu choices here are 3. The reason for that is because we're using this in the test lab right now. The top one SSEP will be removed. That's just to make it easier for the test lab at this time. Next thing is sensor check. Sensor check. Here we have the sensor check screen. There's sensor check showing. Just zoom out a little bit so you can see the whole thing. Still in Bluetooth mode, left, right. Electrodes more or less looking as they're supposed to. Sensor check highlighted. And at this stage you can go to neuromuscular junction test, SSEP, or the monitor screen. Okay, so let's just go to the SSEP since that'll be the more common one. There's the various options that are there. Stimulator is ready to go. Oh, we have removed SafeOp from the SSEP from SafeOp logo. Those are the same buttons that you've seen in the UI up to now. These colors, they don't show up super well, but they are the gray and white. Just getting down here to the Start Stimulator. And now the Bluetooth is transmitting. It's being picked up. I'll just zoom out. There's your screen. Once again, sorry that the display doesn't show up too well, but and the message right now is no complete sets. Set 1 is complete. It's the message in the upper corner there. And then we'll just watch it for a bit longer. Eventually we'll get to set 2 complete. But let's continue to walk through the UI since it all functions now. Here's the monitor screen. As requested, no more face. Oh, there is a face, but it's pretty mild face. We might just tone that down even more so. Hard to see, but the limbs right now are gray because we don't have a baseline as yet. And without a baseline, there's nothing to display. Once the baseline happens, you'll see the green show up, but we can continue with the UI discussion even in the absence of that. The event button works, and that shows up, and these are the events that we have. Anesthesia, baseline, cautery, blah, blah, blah. And we only have, on the other side, we only have arrows. Arrow down shows a bunch of other ones. Exposure, impedance check, irrigation, and then eventually custom event. It looks like we've got our first baseline. Now to close the event screen, you press the event button. The legs are green. I guess that's because set 5 is complete. It's really and truly garbage, so I don't think you're going to get very reasonable waveforms, but you can see the latencies and amplitudes showing up. And the congruity values are not particularly clear, so it's all grayed out and not very useful. When we get some actual waveforms, some real waveforms, you'll be able to see something more than that. Right now, set 7 complete. So you've seen at least some of these. Let's have a quick look at the neuromuscular junction test, which displays as neuromuscular junction test, train of 4. Here's the whole thing. Yeah, so we actually got a message. That was a previous message. If we were to go to PTC, and you get another screen, post a 10 account. Once again, there's that neuromuscular junction test at the top. That will disappear once we start the stimulator. The waveform doesn't work yet in here, but we'll just press the start stimulator and see what happens. So the stimulator button flashes now. So at this time, if it was PTC, you would have 50 Hertz of waveforms going. Let's pause the stimulator, because that part of the code is not written yet. Just wanted to show you that we do now have the graying of PTC, and I can switch to single twitch, and it will switch to grade, and I can press train of 4, and it will switch to gray. Events work on all those screens. I'll just switch back to single twitch so you can see the screen. There it is. We haven't yet got any waveforms up on the single twitch, but we will shortly. And then once again the menu button, which is right now how we end everything. Go back to the patient data, and there we are, back to the patient data screen. This is the, sorry it's not very clear, but that one is the new patient button. It's much more clear when you're here. And then you have the 3 original buttons that I showed you earlier. SSEP event and sensor check, and as I mentioned earlier, SSEP will disappear.